Morning everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison and today we're going to be looking over the markets just the usual, just see what's happening in the markets overall, and then we'll kind of look at the Bitcoin price and see if there's a correlation between this time last year and this year as well. You'll see an interesting correlation between it. I'm not a fan of long-term TA, I'm very much a fan of short-term TA. I don't think you can do kind of technical analysis on tokens or projects or kind of crypto even on a long-term basis because everything changes so quickly, fundamentals change so quickly. But with Bitcoin, we're going to look at it anyway and see if you think there's some kind of correlation there. And I think this is why everybody thinks there's going to be a drop to around about $5,300 for Bitcoin. May well happen, but the consensus is almost 100% that Bitcoin is going to shoot back up over the $20,000. But they're still waiting on this drop to $5,300. Okay, what we're going to do is just see if we're live first of all. I keep talking in the mornings and I don't even know if we're live. But if you are here and you're kind of with me and you can see and hear me okay, crush the likes. I'll take a wee sip of my coffee and then we'll just see who's in. We've got a few people in, which is good. So we'll just jump over to the chat area just now. Got 21 people in just now. Okay, who have we got in? Alex Jug is in the house. Welcome to you. We've got Adeb. Adeb is in the house, one of our brilliant admins. Good morning to you, my friend. Marcus Jafari, Rob UK. Good morning to you as well, buddy. It's good to see you here. Another brilliant admin. Tim Gash is in, one of our latest premium members. Good to see you, buddy. Debbie Claydon is in as well. Crypto Don Juan is back with us. Digitex Futures. I know you've kind of been talking about that for a while. Things are starting to move. Scottish Bull is in the house. GC Standard, Mike Cryptical, Stephen King, Chris Noble, Jacob Hopkins as well. And Scottish Bull, as eCrypto twins would say, Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin E to the moon. I've never seen the eCrypto twins. I don't know who that. I take it they're YouTubers. So I've never seen the eCrypto twins. Okay, so we're going to look at the market overall and see what is happening. Okay, traded over the last 24 hours, market capitalization is $239 billion. Slightly lower than it has been, but it's still kind of hovering around about that 240 level. Bitcoin dominance has gone up slightly by 0.2% to 53.2%. And Bitcoin itself is up to 7,368. I'll just kind of refresh that. Yes. 7,368, up 1% from yesterday. So who's the winners in the top 100? Bitcoin Diamond is up 131% to $3.05. Is that true? I don't think that is true. BCD. This is on Binance. 1701. So there seems to be, there's always a thing with Bitcoin Diamond with the kind of price. So it's strange. So just look at this Bitcoin Diamond just now, actually, very quickly. Look at the markets. Yeah, you can see the big discrepancy. It's always been like this as well. Most exchanges are around about $3. We've got Binance at $12 as well, and KuCoin at $13 and $11.79. I still don't know why that is, to be honest. I've never looked into that. I need to look into it once and for all and see why Bitcoin Diamond is so high on kind of Binance and KuCoin, where everywhere else is kind of down. Maybe one of you know what the reason is for that. Anyways, we'll go back and look at the kind of market, see who's the winners. So we've got Dropel. Bitcoin is up. That's doing well at the moment. Bitcoin. I think it was up to about 39 Satoshi. Stratus, PundiX has gone up at last. PivX, 10X gone up. I've held them for about 1 year. I've held 10X and they're starting to move a wee bit just now. I think I bought them at $3.50 or something. Gas has gone up. MOAC, MCO, Status, Walton Chain, Neo finally starting to move as well. $24. It was $18 at one point last week. And that's when I got them. I got 30 of them around about that price. Nebulous, NEM are all up as well. So in the green, there's probably about 55%. Who's the biggest drop? Bitcoin Dark. Whole Chain is down 10%. That's because of the kind of massive rise. It had Bitcoin Private down, Archain, Verge, Chainlink, Aurora, Nano, One Chain, Aeon, Theta Token, Cash is down as well. That I was looking at that the other day actually. It looks to be quite a good one. After receiving an email, I signed up for the kind of liquid exchange and kind of Queenon and stuff like that. So that may be a good one for the future. Okay, so we'll look at the next 100. That's from 100 to 200 in the top 200. QuarkChain is up, Namecoin is up, Raiden Network, Credits, ODEM, Smart Mesh, Block V, Ender Protocol, Bank to the Future is moving as well. Bank to the Future, I really like Simon from Bank to the Future and his kind of YouTube updates. If you've never seen him talking, extremely intelligent guy with regards to kind of blockchain technology. So definitely check out the Bank to the Future YouTube video. Simon on it is just amazing. I'll definitely check out that. Gnosis, Dent is going up again, which is good. Who's the top loser? Cube, Linky, Safe Exchange, Tata 2, No Coin, Z Classic. Kin is going down again. It's down to 88 at the moment. So this might be a good for a flip. So Kin is down to 66 million market capitalization. Now this has been over $1 billion before Kin. We've looked at this loads of times before. I do think it's a good one for the long term. And they're still beavering away in the background. Volume is good on it. So I don't know why it's going down. There's no kind of underlying news that would make it go down. So this might be good for a flip at 88. Nectar, Edgeless down. Sentiment is down as well. Okay, so we're going to look at the kind of Bitcoin charts just now. And I'll show you this correlation between last year, this time last year. So we'll go back. Oh no, we won't. 725 crossover. And we'll look at BTC USDT. Okay, this is on the weekly chart. In fact, we'll look at the daily chart. So this is a daily chart. We're still trading with kind of in this channel, so we want it to stay above 7,140. That's where the support line is, and we're looking for the next resistance level to break through that 7,540. It's not quite getting there yet. It's at 7,365. Okay, so what we're going to do is look at this time last year and see the kind of correlation that people are talking about. And this is why people are thinking it's going to go down to 5,300. Okay, round about this time last year, we're talking a month off or something. A month off. So back in October, November, end of October, beginning of November, we were in the exact same channel as we are just now. So we can see here this channel, 7,140 and 7,500. We were kind of getting into this channel, couldn't break through it, coming down, getting into it, couldn't break through it, and then we came right down to about 5,340. This is why people are thinking, a lot of people are saying it's going to go back down before there's going to be a major turn up. So the problem with that is long-term analysis, things have changed, obviously fundamental, and things have changed with kind of Bitcoin, with the Lightning Network, and kind of the advances that they've made with the blockchain technology and Bitcoin itself. But we have to look at the context of where it was last year. So this is why, as I said, people are looking at last year and saying, okay, this is why it's going to happen this year again. It's going to go down at 5,300 and then it's going to shoot up. But if we look at the full context of where it was last year, we're talking, it was back in September, like 1 year ago, it was 2,700. And then it kind of shot up to about 7,000. It had gone up about 200% already. Then it came down to 5,300 before shooting up to the $20,000 mark. So this time, it's not the same kind of situation. There's not the same context within that as well. So before we were down to 5,822, kind of shot up to about 50% to 8,400, came back down, and now we're looking to break that 7,500, go back over the 8,500, then the kind of 9,000 or 10,000 mark, and the 10,000 mark for me, this kind of mark here, this level here. If we look at it, it's about 9,900, say. If we could get over that, then I would say, okay, we're in a bull run. This is the kind of start of a bull run for Bitcoin. We're nowhere near that just yet. We're still sitting at 7,365 just now. But taken into context from last year, from where it was in September, 2,700, shooting up to 7,500 before going down to 5,300, then going up to 20,000. It's not the same kind of situation here. Even if you were looking at the long-term TA, which I don't think we can because fundamentals have changed, even if we're looking at the long-term TA, looking at the kind of context of where it was and where it went to, this time around, this could be the start of the bull run. We just don't know. It could go back down to 5,300 or 5,000, round about the 5,800 level. I don't think it's going to go below 5,800 if it does shoot back down. We're just going to take a look at the shorts just now, BTC, USD, and we'll look at the shorts and then we'll look at the longs. So the shorts came right down, and this is on the daily chart, and then kind of shot back up and came down again. So we'll just look at it on the 4-hour chart. So this is a big push up of the shorts, and this was the number of short positions opened, and that was on a couple of days ago. 3 days ago it started from there, from 21,000 or 22,000 short positions, and it jumped all the way up to 34,000 short positions. Okay, so we'll look at the longs from here. It's come down a wee bit, but it's starting to stabilize and kind of trying to climb back up. We'll look at the BTC USD longs. So people going long, you can see here there's a big drop in that. There's a corresponding drop with the kind of market now is actually here. That's on the 4-hour. So from here, so the long positions were 28,500. It dropped all the way to about 25,500, and it's starting to go back up again. So we can see this is a number of long positions open. This is the people that are kind of bullish on Bitcoin, and they've opened a long position, and this is in Bitfinex. So this is a number of long positions here just now, not quite reaching a recent high, but what is the all-time high for longs? 37,000. This was back in July. That's not even the all-time high. We'll just look at the all-time high was 40,000, and that was back in March. So, but the overall trend is going up, and we can't really look at that as a trend or kind of do TA on that in any way, but it gives you an indication of kind of what's happening in the markets. So the long positions are still being open just now. But the bears are looking to kind of win it. And the bears are winning it just now, but maybe possibly getting a wee bit scared. So there could be a situation where there is a short squeeze coming up if Bitcoin continues to stabilize and rise steadily from here as well. I'll go to Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin price just now. This is on Bitfinex. So this is the level where they were last year, round about here. So 4th of November 2017, around about the same levels. It dropped by about $2,000 before shooting up to $20,000. Do I think it's going to hit $20,000 before the end of the year? Yes, definitely. I definitely do think that. But we need it to break certain key resistance levels, primarily being 7,500, then 8,500, then we're looking for around about 9,900. Then obviously up to 11,500, and then onwards and upwards from there. So a lot of people still think there's going to be a big fall. I don't know if there's going to be. Obviously nobody can say, and you certainly can't tell from TA and looking at long-term TA, technical analysis, but there is a kind of correlation there. So a lot of traders are going to be looking at the TA, the long-term TA, and looking at this as well. So they're going to be watching it very, very closely. And because a lot of traders are going to be looking at this and the correlation between this time last year as well, or round about this time last year, there's going to be a little bit of caution in the markets with regards to BTC. So that's my kind of analysis on the Bitcoin price just now. It's looking okay just now. Obviously, there's still extremely cautious about it because we've been here before then. It's just kind of crashed and burned. But everybody's still talking about this one last drop before it goes up. So if we say something often enough, it becomes real. A lot of people are just waiting on it and they're just waiting to pull the trigger on that sale as well. So because a lot of people are saying it, it might actually happen. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And then people say, oh, I told you, because of technical analysis. Keep saying transaction analysis, that's something to do with psychology altogether. Technical analysis, so I think it's a kind of almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. But if we can take a little bit of a spike here, take out the shorts, and then onwards and upwards from here, it could still happen that we go over $20,000 quicker than we actually think. Okay, I'm just going to go to the chat area just now. Stephen King, Chris Noble said, Jacob Hopkins is in, crushed it, Dazza Booth is in the house, RC is in, Benjamin K, morning CYT crew, and good morning to you. Martin and Sonia is in, Adfer Hagen's in the house as well, welcome to you. Andreas, how is LTC looking? We'll take a wee look at that in a second. LTC looking good, says Gene, Honest Crypto Journey, morning, a bit late this morning, what did I miss? We were just talking, I know you're into Kin just now, we were just talking about Kin, and this could be a very low price for it, and a lot of people could get into this price and maybe double up 100%. I'd like to start looking at coins, because there's a lot of coins we've kind of talked about that's just kind of went up 100% in the last kind of couple of weeks. What's Dent being one of them, Hot being one of them, Pundy X, is that going to double up within the next month to maybe 55, 60 Satoshi? It's starting to climb just now, so we'll look at a couple of those as well. Cryptodon 1, hope we get a quick bounce back if we drop. I think if there is going to be a drop in Bitcoin price, I think there would be a quick bounce up. Obviously that would kind of tell us, okay, this is the start of the bull run, but I just think that self-fulfilling prophecy, it might cause the actual drop itself. Everybody's a little bit on edge at the moment, so we need some kind of indication that is going to go higher and it's going to be sustained as well. Bernard Ronald, what do you think about XLM? We spoke about that yesterday, I believe. Long term, I think is a really good one. Scottish Bull, for long term, it's easy. Buy just now, BTC, no need to worry. Yeah, I think so as well. Scottish Bull. Gene, my gut feeling is we're going back down again. I'm waiting to buy more LTC, but waiting on $50 again. If it goes lower, then so be it. I had my plan set. Excellent. Good, and that's the thing, is as long as you've got the discipline when you're trading, you've got a kind of buy-in point, you've got an exit point, and that's the thing. Unless you're going to hold it long term and you're just going to say, okay, it gets down to $50, I'm just going to buy and hold. Stu Johnson, good morning to you. John Law is in the house. Brock Oyibo is in as well. Musa is in. Crypto Dread, good morning. Steve Florida in the house. Good to see you here, Crypto Dread. Okay, so we're going to look at some of the kind of other tokens just now, see what's doing well. What's doing well at the moment. So at the top is Bitcoin Diamond. This is on the daily chart. You can see the big kind of push up there. If we look at on the 4-hour chart, massive spike there. I can't remember if I kind of mentioned Bitcoin Diamond last week as a call. I can't remember if I called that. I don't believe I did. I'm just going to have a look actually. So I'm going to go back to my wee ugly face and we'll go to see if I made the call on BCD, or when I last made the call on BCD. And did it. So this is from a few days ago, so I don't mind showing you this. This is from the premium members. I make kind of calls, or we make calls every day. We've got the team in on it as well. So make calls. BCD was one of them at 159,900, and it's sitting at just now 182,000. It's gone up to. So we kind of called it round about here. And I'd kind of called this one round about here. I think it was called before that as well on the 21st of August at 155,000. That was myself as well. So we've got a few of the team members that are making calls as well. So it's shooting up. It's still shooting up just now. So don't know when that's going to stop because it's past its previous resistance. The next resistance would be about 200,000 Satoshi. For Bitcoin Diamond, so we'll see if we can climb up there. So hopefully some of you got into Bitcoin Diamond, but the thing is with the premium channel, if you're in the premium group, there's a lot of calls made, to be honest, so it's hard to get in every single one of them. So you have to kind of pick out your favourite. It's gone up to 187. This is quite good watching this actually. Just seeing a spike up. So what's the jump up? Just now 20% jump in the space of 4 hours. Just look on the hourly chart. Oh wow. So this is obviously not a pump. It's not a pump and dump. Or is it? We'll soon find out. So 187. See what this can get up to. Be quite interesting watching this. I'll just go and see if we're back. Yeah, we are back. So 187, it's just 188. So if anybody's in on Bitcoin Diamond, it just touched 190 there. Wow, that's fantastic. So the next resistance, as I said, is about 200. Is it going to reach 200? It looks as if it is actually. We'll just look on Binance just now and see where the order books are. 241,000, a big buy. Well, no, it's 241. I thought it was 241,000 there. So we'll see if this is going to come back down or not. Looks like it's going to come back down. Yeah, 190,000 Satoshi. Interesting. Okay, so who's the next kind of top gainer? We kind of spoke about this yesterday and I kind of dismissed it. I always think Bitcoin is a good trading coin. It always was going to be a good trading coin. The company itself and the kind of team and stuff like that and the use case scenario, I'm not so sure about as well. I'm not saying it's a shit coin or anything, but I think it's a good trading coin. I wouldn't actually keep it for a long-term hold, but you never know. I don't know what they're doing. I've not researched them recently. But they were down as low as 22 Satoshi. So that's nearly doubled up. That's nearly gone 100%. And I keep talking about this, that the tokens under 100 or under 200, you're going to get 100% gains on them if Bitcoin price keeps on going up. And over the last week or so, we've seen that. We've seen it with Dent. Dent is starting to climb back up again as well. So it was in this ascending triangle and it hit this beautifully. If you kind of look at this, the kind of trend line, kind of hit that beautifully before bouncing back up. So if you go back in around about 40, 41, bounce back up there and you've got an easy 20% gain, even if you got out just now with that. So we'll look at Dent and have a wee look at the kind of order books. I think it's always good to look at the order books. It kind of gauges sentiment slightly, but it's not obviously totally accurate and I wouldn't kind of base a trading decision on it, but I think it's good to look at. So 40 million against 39 million at 45 and 46. And there's a lot of buys coming in, all green, mostly green. Oh, that's the trading bots. Then again, as per usual, if you see the 1, 2s and 3s, that's the trading bots. It looks as if this is going to still climb higher. It did reach 60, so it might be good to jump in on this. I wouldn't FOMO in, but it's not went up that much just now, so it could be going back up again. Where's the resistance on the buy walls or the sell walls? 25 million, 29, 22, 27, 18, 35. So it might be good for another jump up to past 60 level. And remember, Dent are doing good things in the kind of mobile space, and they've actually got a product out and they're actually kind of making partnerships as well. That's why I thought it was a good one, and that's why I said this could jump up 100%, and it did, and it could go back up again to the 60 level. So it could go even higher than that. Just look at the chat. Oh, Litecoin, we're going to look at Litecoin, sorry. LTC, USD, we'll just look at the USD price. USDT, we'll look at Tether. So it's up to $67 just now. And we'll look at it on the 4-hour chart just to see the kind of bigger picture. So we can see here that you think, okay, this is still as low just now with Litecoin. And it kind of is. Just now it's still on the low side, so it's not necessarily a bad time to buy in. So it could be a good time to get that, but keep a close eye on the Bitcoin price. That's the only thing. But Bitcoin continues to rise. I think Litecoin is going to continue to rise as well. However, if you think Bitcoin is going to go down, I wouldn't be buying anything at the moment, especially if you're going to hold it long term. But Litecoin is looking good just now, especially since it was around about the $50 mark at its lowest price for, well, that's on kind of Bitcoin, that's on Tether USDT on Binance. So it's lowest price ever there. But it just kind of went on the markets in December 2017 for Tether. Or the pairing of Tether kind of went on at 2017 on Binance. So yeah, it's looking good for Litecoin at the moment if you're in Litecoin, but there may be a kind of further drop if Bitcoin drops as well. Same with NEO as well. Let's see where NEO is, USDT. And you can see an almost exact same pattern as Litecoin. So it's up to $23.91. So the highest has been since, well, 7th of August. That's on a 4-hour chart. So still a long way to go to reach its kind of all-time highs of nearly $200 for NEO. What was there? At 199. It didn't quite touch the $200 mark. So I guess the next kind of resistance would be about $39. Then we're looking at $56. But I don't think we should be talking about that stage at the moment. It's all eyes on BTC at the moment to see what happens. But if it continues to rise, the Bitcoin price, when we're going to see the NEO price going up as well, and obviously the gas price as well going up. So I'm kind of hodling those 30 tokens I've got from NEO and the gas that's coming from them as well, which is not much. Considering I used to have about 1,500 of them before I sold off. So I'd love to have that again, but unfortunately I've not. Who's the other kind of gainers? Bitcoin Diamond is still showing up. It's gone past 206,000 Satoshi. It got as high as 210,000 Satoshi. That's crazy. 36%. That's in a day. And it still looks as if it wants to climb higher. Mental. So I don't know why it's climbing so high as a news on kind of Bitcoin Diamond. Bitcoin Diamond. Let's see if there's news. 24 hours. That's just a price chart. Fork of the Bitcoin blockchain, Bitcoin Diamond prices, blah blah blah. Bitcoin fork, Bitcoin Diamond. I don't see any news. Brand new BCD Bazaar. That's August the 21st, 22 minutes. The BCD has been working hard to make Bitcoin Diamond even more accessible and usable. Read more about August updates. So I've not looked at the August updates yet. So the open deposits and withdrawals for Bitcoin Diamond. Interesting. Interesting to kind of watch it rise. Who else? Hodl, the only way, saying to Stu Johnson. Overall on crypto, I'm bullish. Think 2019 going to be good, but who knows? I think 2019 is going to be really good, and I think it's going to start before the 2019 starts. I think it's going to start very soon, although I've been saying that for a couple of months. We're going to see the rise very soon, but I still believe before the end of 2018 we're going to see a big kind of high price for Bitcoin and subsequent alts as well. Scottish Bill Walton Chain, good T Films is good morning, good people. How's BABB doing? Bitcoin boom. BABB is still working on in the background. I was looking at BABB this morning. I check it every morning just to kind of price of it, see if there's any updates as well. They kind of released an update the other day, but there's nothing kind of much about it, to be honest. But we'll look at BABB just now. 603, 8 Satoshi, 213 GUI just now. So they're still working on it, obviously. In the background, they're working on the banking licenses for BABB, and there's nothing really much going to happen until the banking licenses come out, or a partnership or some kind of investment comes into BABB as well, and I expect that to happen. Market capitalization, only 12 million for the market capitalization. So we could literally 10x and it would still be a small cap. So we could 10x from here and it would still only be 120 million. If we 100x, we go to 1.2 billion. So that's kind of what I'm expecting to happen with BABB, to go 100x. That's why I'm holding out. That's why I'm holding on to the BABB tokens just now. So we could We could go up to 800 Satoshi if we 100x'd from here. But we have to get those banking licenses as well. And obviously they've got the app, they've got the black card, they've got kind of getting onboarding kind of banks if they want to issue their own digital currency as well. So we've got lots of things in place. But it does, a lot of people are thinking it's hinging on the banking license, and it kind of really does. I think the Lithuanian banking license is going to come first. I think that's going to be easier, not easy, but easier to get than the kind of UK banking license from the Bank of England. But we'll see what happens with that. All in good time though, all in good time. Matthew Parks, morning all, long time since I've been here, time to get back into trading soon. I'm not actually trading at the moment. I kind of told you the reasons why last week. Told you the reasons why that was. So I'm not actually trading at the moment, but I'm looking to get into trading again, even with a couple of $1,000s. I keep meaning to sell Wager, but I just think Wager is going to do good as well. This was the very first ICO I bought, was Wager. The very, very, very first one I kind of bought, and it was round about, was it 2,000 Satoshi? Or is it just now? I think I spent $1,000 or $2,000 on it. I can't remember exactly where and the price I got in it, but it's 100-200% higher than it was at ICO price. But we did go up to $1, nearly $1, and it was up to about $30,000 because I've got 30,000 Wager. So I bought 25,000 just to get a master node, but I didn't actually set up the master node for it. I should have set up the master node, and that was silly not doing that. But I was just so deep into crypto at that moment, I just wasn't caring about the kind of master node for Wager, because I was kind of trading other ones as well, or looking to buy in other ones as well. So yeah, I was thinking about selling Wager and maybe get around about $3,000 or something, and then start my trading back with the 3 to 6 strategy. I'm still trying to decide what to do, to be honest. Christopher A, I just noticed, and I love that almost all of your titles are questions as opposed to others who often have statements. My experience is that those who ask questions know more than those who know. Oh, I like that. I like that kind of thinking that, I don't know, that must be a subconscious thing. Obviously, I don't know. I do not have a clue where Bitcoin price is going. I'm never going to say I'm going to know for sure. And I'm not a brilliant technical analyst either. I just like short-term TA. I love short-term TA, and I think we can use it to good effect. And really, I just use the 725 crossover or the 15 EMA or the kind of Renko chart. I still like the Renko charts as well. That guy's Odyssey is in. Good morning to you. Ghostface is in. VeChain. Have a look at Gincoin. Brilliant masternode. Ghostface, what exchange? So this is all kind of on the Binance exchange. Yeah, the masternodes for Gin. So I've never looked at Gincoin for a masternode. I don't know what the return on investment would be for that. So 10 million Gincoin. So what is Gincoin? Where's it traded? So on Cryptopia. I found a few coins on Cryptopia earlier on in the year. They were quite good. The Turnkey Masternode coin. Turnkey is done for you. Gincoin aims to provide cryptocurrency investors with an easy way of creating and deploying their own masternodes, regardless of their technical abilities. And I think that's what put a lot of people off kind of masternodes as well, because you have to get a server for it. Usually Vulture, people use vulture.com, and you can get a server for about $5 a month or something, and just kind of put your masternode on there. Gincoin masternodes and masternodes for other blockchains will be deployable in a couple of clicks or less. Our ultimate goal is to democratize the way masternodes are created, and as an effect prove crypto is here to stay by making it more user friendly than paper money. So this is specifically for masternodes. Difficult to set up if you're not a developer. I wouldn't say totally difficult, but you need to be a bit tech savvy. I set up a few in the past. And Chaincoin, I think I set up 5 masternodes with them, and a few others as well. One click Gincoin masternode setup done. Third party blockchain masternode setup done. Interesting. Block reward 20, decreased by 50% every year. Total supply 10.5 million. Holy shit. So it's a circulating supply of 2.9 million, total supply of 2.9 million, and a kind of total supply of 10 million. That seems very, very cheap to me, especially for a low circulating and total supply. Is that 10.5 million correct? Or is this correct, 2.9 million? Anyway, sorry, I kind of digress. That actually looks quite interesting. Thanks for that, Scotch Bill. You said 15 EMA strategy. Yeah, the 15 EMA is just whether, if we look at the 15 EMA, and we'll go to, where is it? No, I'll go to 15 EMA. That's not got it there. I thought I'd saved that. Should have had that. 15 EMA with DMI. So basically we're just looking on it crossing over the 15 EMA. I think the 15 EMA is quite a good price. It's short enough and long enough to kind of give price indications. So if it dips down below the 15 EMA or goes above it, that's you're kind of looking to kind of buy in or kind of exit. 15 EMA, you can see here, this is on the, if we look on the 4-hourly chart. So for the likes of Bitcoin Diamond, for example, 15 EMA kind of crossed over here around about 155, and it's kind of shot up, as you can see, 225. It's up 45% now. It's still climbing, Bitcoin Diamond. So it's smashed through the previous resistance. Next resistance is about 244,000. So if you're in Bitcoin Diamond, that was a brilliant one to get into. Yeah, so the 15 EMA, the kind of DMI is, you can see here, as long as the green line is above the kind of red line, that's when we can look at that as well, the DMI. So there's lots of strategies to use. I just like to use the kind of simplest ones. And the 15 EMA is quite good to look at as well. VeChain. VeChain in the long term, I think it's going to be good. There's lots of good news coming out about, again, kind of VeChain. I'll just look at and the all-time. See what the all-time high was. We're kind of looking at the all-time high because we just kind of went on or changed over since it changed over to VET. So we're kind of looking at the all-time high at the moment. So we'll just go on the daily chart. So this is since it came onto Binance at 323.262. Could be good. We'll just go back to 725. Load chart later, that's what I was looking for. I can save that from previous. 725. Let me crossover. And we'll just darken these, get rid of the EMA. Darken them, bigger. And green and red. Yeah, cool. That's us back over. That's on the daily chart for VeChain. On a 4-hourly chart, it's looking good. Crossed over to 246. It's coming down a wee bit on the 4-hourly chart though. Four red candles on the hourly chart. It looks as if it could be coming down a wee bit just now. But long term, I think VeChain is going to be good. They're making good partnerships, and I think they're going to be good long term, without a doubt, to be honest. Forecast, obviously I couldn't say a forecast for VeChain, but obviously it's going to reach its all-time high. Bitcoin boom, any concerns with ETH network regarding BABB being an ERC20 token? Depends what happens. Yeah, it is kind of paired predominantly with Ethereum. Obviously you've got Bitcoin pairing as well on KuCoin. as well. I think to safeguard them in the future, I think BABB need to go on other exchanges with a Bitcoin pairing as well, and possibly in the future a USDT pairing or a TUSD pairing would be good. So I think it's vulnerable at the moment with the Ethereum price, but if Ethereum goes back up, then obviously it's going to be looking good for BABB as well. So yeah, so it's going to be difficult because a lot of people are kind of down or saying that kind of Ethereum is kind of done and dusted. It's not done and dusted, and definitely not. And we've never looked at the news again. We've just been chatting again, so I need to kind of put the news in. Shit, I didn't realise the time is 9:15. We've not looked at the news. I'm just going to go over very quickly some news. We'll not look at that. Okay, we'll very quick look at it. So Abra just released a string of announcements. The popular cryptocurrency wallet has added support for Cardano, Tron, Basic Attention Token, and plans to allow users to fund Abra wallets using Bitcoin Cash in the coming days. The app will also enable customers to make transfers from European bank accounts. That's the bit I was interested in. From European bank accounts directly to Abra wallets as well. So that was from the Daily Hodl, and I'll kind of put the news in. I'm just going to quickly go over the news. Ripple finds support at 31 cents. Price consolidates before a retest of 44 cents. So this is talking about Ripple. I'm very bullish on Ripple, although it's gone down at the moment. So Ripple just now, we'll just look at XRP. It's gone down. Oh, that's crap. See XRP, and we'll look at BTC price on Binance. So it's gone down at the moment, so I wouldn't necessarily get in just now. Although for the long term, if you're going to hold it for the long term, it might be a good time to kind of look at it at 4,458 Satoshi. But if you want to maximize your opportunities, I'd wait on a good buying opportunity for this and waiting on the kind of trend reversing before buying into it. But I think long term, Ripple is going to be really good. There's just more and more bullish news coming out about Ripple all the time. But it's near its all-time low. Not its all-time low, it's recent all-time low, around about 4,000. What is its kind of all-time low? Around about there, 1,200, and that was kind of before it started that astronomical rise up to 22,000. So it's low from this time last year, from about a year ago. So its lowest point in about 1 year. So I'd be keeping a close eye on that to kind of get into Ripple for the long term, but just wait and see when there's a good buying opportunity as well. So that was Ripple. What else was there? Market jittery is 1 billion worth of Bitcoin rumoured to be dumped, and this is from btcmanager.com. So the cryptosphere is agog with rumours about a Bitcoin whale, someone controlling a significant amount of Bitcoin preparing to dump approximately 1 billion worth of Bitcoin on the market. If it happens, such a move would almost certainly have a devastating effect on the price of Bitcoin and other crypto assets in a market whose total capitalisation is still below 300 billion. Two major theories are making their way around. The identity of this mysterious Bitcoin whale is threatening the industry. So possible, we kind of spoke about this yesterday, possible Silk Road scenario. So talking about Silk Road, kind of old wallets left from Silk Road, kind of being activated within the last kind of couple of days, and kind of being transferred to the likes of BitMEX and kind of Binance as well. So being activated after 4 years of non-use. There's obviously a Mt. Gox hypothesis as well. So whether this is true or not, obviously we can't confirm that, so we need to look into it more as well. But they've certainly got the kind of, it was a Reddit user that was actually looking at this. They've certainly got the evidence to kind of look for it and just have a theory about it. So I don't know if it is Silk Road or kind of Mt. Gox or kind of what's happening there, but interesting. And again, it was just to kind of highlight the fact that we need to be cautious about the Bitcoin price. So this is kind of on the other side of the coin. Bitcoin finds momentum at 7,400. Traders show big optimism toward tokens. So Bitcoin stable, all coins higher than year-to-date lows. So it's just talking about the Bitcoin price being stable around about 7,400 and the optimism that's coming into the market again. But as we said, we've got another side saying the market is jittery with 1 billion worth of Bitcoin rumoured to be dumped. But we just don't know, so we just have to be on the lookout. I thought this was interesting because the government itself, the Federal Court of California, is now accepting Bitcoin for bail payments. So a federal court in the United States has received Bitcoin as a payment for a defendant's bail. According to media sources, this is the first time something like this is happening. The defendant, Martin Marich, was facing charges of hacking into a gaming company, and the California court allowed him to settle his bail amounting to $750,000 using Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency. So it says the court's main objective explained the incident. Abraham Simmons, who's the assistant district attorney, said that technically defendants can settle their bail payments in any credible format or in any whatever way ordered by the judge, and this includes a third party's real estate. He added that the main objective was to ensure that the defendant complies with court orders to appear for proceedings at a later date. So, kind of on the whole, if you look at this story and just say, okay, that's quite cool, they're accepting Bitcoin payments. But if you look at it from a kind of bigger picture point of view, this is the actual government, or part of a branch of the government, actually accepting Bitcoin payments for bail. So I thought that was really interesting, and more credence to the fact that is coming into the mainstream. We're getting up to that kind of tipping point with the mainstream, and we're seeing stories like this as well. This is interesting as well. Japanese online retail giant buys Bitcoin exchange. So despite the current bear-dominated cryptocurrency market, big buyouts in the industry are still occurring. Japan's leading e-commerce giant Rakuten has announced plans to buy out a Tokyo crypto exchange. So the exchange, Everybody's Bitcoin, was established in December 2016 and launched in Japan in March the following year. It's currently not one of the approved license exchanges that Japan's Financial Services Agency permits to operate, and itself was subject to an FSA probe following Coincheck's hack in January. So the official announcement came a couple of days ago, stating the acquisition is based on a stock purchase agreement between Rakuten Card Company Limited and Traders Investment Inc., which is the parent company of Everybody's Bitcoin. So that was interesting as well. So major kind of retail giant gets into the kind of crypto space in a roundabout way, not in a direct way, but in a kind of roundabout way, or that's the way it's coming across. So again, give more credence to this kind of tipping point that's coming up soon. Ethereum, this was kind of Ethereum 2.0 Casper plus sharding development update. So this was an update from kind of about Ethereum and the Casper, which is proof of stake. So we know kind of Ethereum, we're talking about proof of stake instead of proof of work. So if you hold Ethereum, long you hold Ethereum, you're going to get more kind of Ethereum tokens as well. I like that. Plus the sharding as well, which is going to make it faster. If you don't know about sharding, basically it's kind of sending transactions, but it's going to kind of split them up. Going to split them up into kind of hundreds of different pieces, so it can be a lot quicker transaction. So you don't need the full kind of block to actually kind of confirm a payment. So that's what sharding is. It's just kind of split it up, and you just need parts of the block to confirm the payment, which makes everything faster. So this was the update. I'll kind of post this as well. It's kind of too long to kind of look at and a bit technical as well. But I think for Ethereum, it's good for Ethereum. A lot of people are talking about Ethereum not being quick enough, and this is where the fundamentals are coming good, and this is why I think Ethereum is going to be okay, but there's still questions about whether it's going to be okay. But I do think Cardano could nip in there and not take over, but Cardano could nip in. EOS could nip in as well and kind of become the next Ethereum. Cardano, I've just got this feeling that Cardano is going to explode very soon. Okay, I'll go back to chat before I've finished. Isn't BABB based on Ethereum blockchain? Yeah, well, is Ethereum paired with a blockchain? So it is Ethereum paired, yes. So it's not dependent on Ethereum. It's an ERC20 token, but it's not dependent on that. So, but a lot of it is with regards to the price of Ethereum. Once that goes up, obviously the BABB price is going to go up as well. But we need more kind of pairings as well. We need more pairings for BABB as well to continue to grow at the same rate. But it's just the trading on BABB just now is very, very small at the moment. So we need that to kick in as well. But nothing's really going to happen with BABB for the foreseeable, I don't imagine. I think that's it for the moment. What time are we on? 9:23. Yep, I think that was all the news I was going to show you. Oh, this was about IOTA. I'll kind of post this in for you as well. So IOTA 5G networks are coming. Time to stock up on IOTA. So IOTA, the Internet of Things, obviously talking about 5G coming out, which is going to be uninterrupted kind of broadband speed. Well, not broadband, uninterrupted network kind of connectivity. So when that comes out, IOTA, a lot of people are thinking IOTA is going to kind of come up, really go up in price as well. And that's when it's going to start to come into its own as well. So I'll kind of post that for you as well. And I think that's it for all the news. Yeah, that was it. If there's any more in chat, Bitcoin boom. Yep. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for the moment. And Christ, we're on Wednesday. I don't even know what day it is. Just been kind of get stuck into kind of business and things like that as well. Just forgetting the kind of days. That's what happens when you work for yourself. When you work for yourself, you just forget what day it is. Every day is the weekend, kind of almost, when you're working for yourself. I love it anyway. I love working for myself. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Until tomorrow, have a brilliant day, whatever you're doing. Until next time, namaste. Take care. Bye now.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.